together. Then I stood on the sand of the sea and saw a beast rising out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and on his horns 10 crowns, and on his heads a blasphemous name. Now the beast which I saw was like a leopard, his feet were like the feet of a bear, his mouth like the mouth of a lion. So this beast power in Revelation 13 is an amalgamation of all the beasts in Revelation 7. When you look at this, how many heads are in Daniel 7? How many heads? Count them. 7. 7 heads in Daniel 7. How many heads in Daniel 13? Revelation 13? 7. All right. How many horns? 10 in both visions. 10. All right. So Revelation 13 has the feet of a bear, which was Medo-Persia. It has a body of a leopard, which was Greece. It has the 10 horns, which was Rome. It has the lion's head, which was, what is it telling you? It's telling you this is from the exact location that all these kingdoms had controlled in the past. And they are the same peoples. Okay? Is this making sense? All right. Now, you can see that the prophetic twins, Daniel and Revelation, are just alike. They are everything identical. When I look at my little twin granddaughters, I can't tell them apart. Well, if you were reading in the book of Revelation and somebody told you, no, you're reading out of Daniel, you might actually believe them because they say the same thing, right? It's that remarkable. So God is repeating, enlarging, so he's going to add a few more clues to this. We're going to see them, all right? Where did this beast come from? Out of the sea, all right? Revelation 13:1, the same as the 4 beasts in Daniel. So there's another that brings them together, all right? Now, what do oceans represent? A lot of people, but it also represents that it comes out of the Great Sea. Do you see that? The Great Sea. There it goes. See, it says they come out of the Great Sea, which is the old name for the Mediterranean Sea. So they have to come out of that region, just like every other kingdom does. The Antichrist comes out of that area because God makes it crystal clear. Now, the dragon gave him his power, his throne, and great authority. Who's the dragon? Satan. Satan working through Rome. Okay, so the dragon is Satan working through Rome. So the dragon gave him his power, his throne, and great authority. That means that Satan is behind this government like he was behind Rome. Do you remember? Do you know? Does it make sense? Are you getting it? All right. This is a satanic agency. The papacy is satanic through and through. You cannot get around it. The Bible, unless you want to disagree with God, it is satanic. All right? And I saw one of his heads as if it had been mortally wounded, and its deadly wound was healed. And all the world marveled and followed the beast. So they worshiped the dragon, who gave authority to the beast, and they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like the beast, who is able to make war with him? And he was given a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies. He was given authority to continue for 42 months. Then he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God, to blaspheme his name, his tabernacle, and those who dwell in heaven. It was granted to him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. And authority was given him over every tribe, tongue, and nation. All who dwell on the earth will worship him, whose names have not been written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. How many people do you have your name written in the book of life? Yes. I hope so too. If anyone has an ear, let him hear. He who leads into captivity shall go into captivity. He who kills with a sword must be killed with a sword. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints. We're going to unpack all of this. We're going to look at the clues that this passage brings out about the Antichrist, okay? Clue number 1. The dragon gave him his power, his throne, and great authority. So who is this dragon? It's the devil working through Rome, but it is the devil's kingdom, okay? It's Satan working through pagan Rome, and eventually he works through papal Rome. The dragon gave him his power, his throne, and great authority. Now, the King James Version says his seat. Okay? Now, what I want you to do is see this. This is a history book. It says this: to the succession of the Caesars came the succession of the pontiffs in Rome. When Constantine left Rome, he gave his seat to the pontiff. All right? On May the 11th, 330 AD, Constantine, the emperor of Rome, decided to move the seat of his empire from Rome to Byzantium. He named the new capital Nova Roma, which means New Rome, but it was later known as Constantinople. Constantine certainly did not want to leave Rome in a political vacuum, but he also didn't want to turn it over to a political leader who might become a future threat to his own power. So instead, he offered control of the city along with a treasury and an army to its religious leader, the Bishop of Rome. And that's how the Bishop of Rome became powerful. Okay? So, the popes, here's another history book, the popes filled the place of the vacant emperors of Rome, inheriting their power, prestige, and titles from paganism. The papacy is but the ghost of the deceased Roman Empire, sitting crowned upon its grave. The dragon gave him his power, his seat, and great authority. So, when you look at this picture, this is the devil with his arms around Rome and papal Rome, saying, I love you, you're my babies. Okay? So that's what that picture's all about. The dragon and Rome. I like that picture. Do you like that picture? Yeah, I like that picture. It's a nice one. Okay, so clue number 2. It's a worldwide religious power that seeks to be worshipped. Okay? All who dwell on the earth will worship him whose names have not been written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. Do the followers of the Pope actually worship him? The Pope takes the place of Jesus Christ on earth. By divine right, the Pope has supreme and full power and faith in morals over each and every pastor and his flock. He is the true vicar, the head of the entire church, the father and teacher of all Christians. He is the infallible ruler, the founder of dogmas, the author of and the judge of councils, the universal ruler of truth, the arbiter of the world, the supreme judge of heaven and earth, the judge of all, being judged by no one, God himself on earth. Does he want to be worshipped? Yeah, he wants to be a God, all right? Once again, history testifies to the truthfulness of Revelation's prophecies. When they have Easter Mass at the Vatican, that's a lot of people that comes to Easter Mass. This is it empty. You can see how big it is. It is huge, but there's a lot of people in that square. These are buses. You see those buses down there? Okay, see the buses? Greyhound buses. I'm sure they're not Greyhound, but all right. The Pope wants to be worshipped. All the names which in scriptures are applied to Christ, by virtue of which is established that he is over the church, all the names are applied to the Pope. The Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace, all of this stuff, all right? There's priests lying down before the Pope, and it's sad. Even people go up to the statues of the Pope and they pray to these icons. To believe that our Lord God the Pope has not the power to decree as he is decreed is to be deemed heretical. People were burned at the stake by saying the Pope is not God. Now here's interesting. Martin Luther made this track. You know, for us that's kind of crude, but they actually carved it out of wood and then stamped it with ink, and they sent this around. It says under it, Christ and the Pope are here presented opposite each other. Please note the case of each. It will not be difficult for you to decide whether or not the Pope is the Antichrist who is against our Lord Jesus Christ. Okay, so here we have Jesus over here washing the disciples' feet. Here we have a king kissing the feet of the Pope. Very humble guy, isn't he? He's really humble. All right, now, is that still going on today? The Pope's feet are kissed as a mark of homage immediately after he has accepted office by cardinals, newly